This is Analog Essentials. I just got to the end of the video and I'm going to show you the full video right now, but before I do that, hit that subscribe button. Hey, how's it going? Wolfhound back at it once again, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that transition that I talked about on my first video, so check that out if you haven't. So I'm just going for my daily walks that I like to do, and one of the reasons I like walking so much is that it actually unlocks your mind about things that you've been thinking about in sometimes your subconscious, things that you can't really express. So when you walk, somehow it just activates the brain and helps you focus on things. So I like to walk to start thinking about creative things or think about problems, trying to solve problems. I also used to be a pretty decent athlete, and over the years I smashed my bones up, as well as spending a lot of time in the military and the federal government doing kind of special operations type of work. So for me, walking helps me burn calories as well, without doing any high impact stuff. And I suggest that everybody just adds walking into their routine. It's just one of those things that'll just improve your life overall. Find a nice place like I got right here. You don't gotta look that far. You can find somewhere quiet, somewhere where you don't have to worry about getting run over by a car. It's definitely worth figuring out, and I have my places that I like to go for that. So today we're going to talk a little bit about transitioning again, from going into your retirement age or starting your retirement, early retirement, where you're still not really done. You know, you feel like there's more that you can do. You're young enough to do things, but you also are at an age where that career that you just left or you're kind of ending, you know, you're ready to move on and do some new things. And one of the things that you're going to be dealing with and you're going to be stressed out about is control. It's this feeling of trying to control those events. And I'm going to tell you that it's not something that you really can do. You can't control the fact that you're getting older. You can do things like this, and you can walk and reduce some of the effects of getting older. But the fact that you're going to transition into a retirement, that's going to happen one way or the other. And so instead of trying to control it, you got to go with it. Go with the flow, so to speak. I just remember when I was a bit younger, there was a guy, his name was Kenny. I won't say his last name, but he was an old G, an old school surfer guy. And he was down at the bay. And one day I was down there watching my kid. My kid was out in the water, and I said, "Hey, Kenny, how's it going?" He said, "Hey, how you doing? So what's on your mind?" So we just started chatting. But he was approaching 70, so he was still fit. He was out there, you know, still grinding out surfing. And you know, he said to me, he's like, "You know what?" He goes, "Here's the thing I learned." He said, "I learned that there's no such thing as control." So the thing that he talked about was control. You cannot control all the factors in your life. Now, there's some things you can do to, you know, mitigate things, or, you know, have a little bit of sense of influence on things. But overall, controlling things you can't do. You know, I didn't really think too deep at the time. I was just, you know, just one of the boys, and just tell me what he thinks. And sure enough, not too long later, it was a few years later, he passed away. And I said, wow, man, you know, like, this guy was really trying to tell me something, and that he had reached a point in his life where he regretted trying to control things too much, and he lost sight of what was really important. Instead of looking at things that happen in your life as something that you have to control, look at those things as an opportunity to have new experiences instead of trying to control the experiences. I think a lot of you guys are probably getting to the point where maybe you're worried about your health or your finances. You could be worried about even your mortality, you know, if you're not healthy. Even healthy people worry. I'm going to share with you a little bit on the channel about some of the things that happened to me that I recovered from that I almost didn't. And I'm still here, thank God, but I couldn't control it. And even if I wanted to, I couldn't have. So just understand that too much focus on control will kind of erode your peace of mind. And you've got to regain that peace of mind in order to be happy in life, because you're going to waste so many years just thinking about how I can control and trying to gain control of something that is not controllable. Like this transition in your life, you know, this time in your life where you're transitioning. So don't try to control it. go with it. Look at it as new opportunity. There's only one way to happiness, and that's to cease worrying about things that are beyond our control. Now, the easiest way to do this is going to be start developing a sense of gratitude. Gratitude will help conquer your need for control. Instead of focusing on what you need to control, focus on what you need to be grateful for. So having gratitude will help you get through this part of your life. It will help you enjoy this part of your life. And that's what I've realized, that gratitude is that one thing that can really change that feeling and that anxiety for control. That's what's worked for me. I hope that will work for you. So in closing, you can influence things, but you can't control things. And once you realize that and you develop that sense of gratitude, your life is going to be a lot better. Trust me on that. I'll see you on the next one. This is the Analog Man Essentials, and I am deep in the jungle. See ya.